Can we
Okay,
begin?
so are
Yeah.
we ready to start?
Yes, Krishna. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Good evening. I'm Krishiv, your Sergeant at Arms for today's special meeting. I'm a Toastmaster at Spoken Word Toastmasters Club, holding the Vice President Public Relations portfolio in the past and currently the Treasurer. I am also a person who stammers or stutters and a volunteer at the Indian Stammering Association. I enjoy public speaking and building relations with like minded people. Today, we have a special collaboration between two of my favorite iconic organizations oriented towards helping people to become better communicators. A big warm welcome to all Toastmasters, TISA self help group members, and dear guests. Friends, when the lockdown first started in 2020, it brought a lot of uncertainty to my future and, of course, to my stutter as well. On the 17th of March 2020, I was walking in a park and I decided to, embark on a journey to become an effective communicator, which seemed impossible back then. But thanks to TISA and Toastmasters and my dear friend Deepin Jain, today I stand in front of you living my dream and continuously improving. All I want to say is that impossible is nothing. Yes, it's nothing but another word in your dictionary which doesn't have much utility. It wasn't easy, but to make this easy, I started with our theme of today, which is acceptance. Acceptance of who I am, where I stand right now, how good or bad it really is, and the progression. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I introduce you to the theme of today, acceptance. In order to run the meeting, the proceedings smoothly, there are three ground rules which should be followed throughout the meeting. Please keep your phones on silent throughout the meeting and keep your microphone muted until it is your turn to speak. Please keep your video turned on to build mutual trust and engagement throughout the meeting. Talk about sex, religion, and politics with caution so that we don't hurt anybody's sentiments. Please enter and exit before or after a speech. I'm sure we will take a lot of value from this meeting and enjoy the process till the end of the meeting. I'm excited. Now, I want to introduce a chatterbox from the north, engineer by chance, and Toastmaster at heart, who strongly believes skill and will can easily overshadow imperfection. He is also strongly aligned with both TISA and Toastmasters' mission, which is it is okay to accept stammer, but not poor communication. Give a round of applause to my buddy, my dear friend, our presiding officer for today, Deepin Jain.
Thank you, Krishav. 18 months back, I joined Amazon. I clearly remember my first encounter with project manager Bala Iyer. He was a tall man with around 6 feet, a tall man from Chennai with a thick, heavy mustache. On my very first day, he rounded up all the all the new joinees in a room and in his very heavy voice asked, "How many of you have experience in infrastructure services?" While I wanted to speak, but my stutter pushed me back. But my fellow, very fluent friend, Anna Sahib, he did not let this chance go and grabbed the opportunity and started. Sir, I am Anna Sahib. I am 18 years old. I am 28 years old. And I, I have got total 8 years of experience. And I work with Tata, TCS, Infosys, CSC. And I did my graduation in the year 2010. And I have managed clients in the domain education, banking, telecom. I know Java, Angular, React, Node.js. And sir, I even got married in the year 2000X. He kept on speaking, totally unrelated to the context, for the next 5 minutes, just like an express train. And you guessed it right. None of us could catch him. At that very moment, I realized and accepted that fluency is not enough. I needed to achieve something more, something bigger. Fast forward a few months, I came in contact with TISA, the India Stammering Association, which is a non-profit organization which helps people who stutter, PWS. It works on the concept of self-help and it assists people deal with stammering mindset. Yes, you heard me right. To deal with stammering mindset. Because I believe it is just not fluency, but the mindset which usually holds us back. It helped me to get comfortable in my own skin and also pressed on the need to build on effective communication. While that time, this seemed quite an uphill task for a person who stammered. But thanks to Toastmaster International, which further paved the path by providing a non-judgment learning platform for all who wants to improve upon their communication skills. And after joining Toastmasters International, I was so moved by the concept that we at TISA started to run our weekly SHG, self-help group meetings in the same Toastmaster format. And I'm very proud to say that we are currently in our 46th week and still counting. Lately, when Toastmaster Siddharth reached out to me and proposed to have a linkers meet between two like-minded clubs, TISA and Toastmasters International, I was definitely the happiest man on the earth. And that is why I am here today and I'm a part of this initiative. Today, I welcome all the Toastmasters, my fellow TISA members, and the guests to our special linkers meet. And before passing the baton to our Toastmaster of the day, I would like to hear from our guest about their name, what do they do, and what brings them to the meeting. I would like to start with Ashwini Chikmat. Ashwini, would you like to come on stage and share with us your name, what do you do, and what brings you to the meeting?
Hi, Vipin. Thank you so much for calling me on stage. I'm sorry, I am in the middle of something, won't be able to put my camera on. And this caused me by surprise. Well, I work with an edtech company. I've been in education for a while now, and it's quite inspiring hearing your words. I think stuttering is a mindset, is something that put me in awe listening to you. And I think there's a lot of mindset that goes behind just breaking the walls and starting to communicate better with people. What brings me here is just the love for good communication, which builds relationships, be it professional or personal. And I think this was something that was fueled by the invitation by my dear friend, Siddharth. So thank you, Siddharth, for your invitation. And so far, I've been enjoying it. Looking forward to hear more. Thank you, Dipin, again for calling me on stage.
Thank you, Ashwini. Let's hear it from Abhishek. Abhishek Somasundaran.
Hi Dipin, hi everyone. Hey, this is Abhishek. Yep. So I'm also not a guest. I'm a Toastmaster from Anchorage Toastmasters Club. I'm the immediate past president of the club. And yeah, like Shini said, I'm also joining this as I received the invite from our ex Toastmaster and current area director Toastmaster Siddharth. So yeah, as with all Toastmaster sessions, I'm here to learn something new. And yeah, looking forward to a great session. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. Let's hear it from guest Anushri.
Hi Dipin.
Hello,
I
Anushri.
am from Area D3 KTC Toastmasters Club. So I joined this meeting as a guest through the invite in our mutual group that we are in. So I'm looking forward to this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll take one more guest, Hindav. Hindav, do you want to come on stage and share about what brings you to the meeting?
Vipin, hi. Thanks a lot for inviting me. Hi all. My name is Hainder. So I have joined the TISA organization some 4 months back, and the whole concept of those masters was really interesting, and that was the main reason. So I have decided to join the session today. So it's just to see all of you and learn more about this.
Thank you, Hindav. Now, I believe we have more guests, but due to, in the interest of time, I would pass the control for the next section. But yes, for all the guests, we would love to know more about you. So you can share a bit about you in the chat window, and our host and the table topic master will also engage you in various activities. Until then, we will keep in touch via chat. Without further ado, it's time to pass the baton to our host for the day. We have two iconic people from TISA, Rahul and Anupriya. Rahul, who works as a software developer with Walmart Labs, he has also been associated with TISA from the last 7 years. While Anupriya, the princess from Rajasthan, she is a software professional and loves cycling and binge watching Netflix content in her leisure time. Let's welcome Rahul and Anupriya.
Thank you, Dipin. The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. A very good evening to one and all. I am Rahul.
And I am Anupriya.
And we feel honored to be your guest for your host for the day. Anu, have you heard of yeah, Titanic, DDLJ, and what was that recent one? Kabir Singh.
Of course, Rahul. Who hasn't? They are all big hit love stories. But are not we supposed to talk about the theme here?
I know, that's my point. We are often fed uh, uh, with with uh, uh, with love stories, which uh, which involves two people. But don't you think that what matters the most is the one with yourself? My dear friends, why do you think that we could easily adore a drunkard character like Kabir Singh, but fail to uh, but fail to accept ourselves for uh, for for even our smallest flaws.
I guess I know the answer, Rahul. You know what? I joined TISA 1 year back to find a cure to my stutter. And you know what they told me? That first, accept your stammering. Man, what would be left if I would accept it?
Uh, Anu, what do you think uh, acceptance means? Did they just ask you to uh, to uh, to accept it and sit idle? No, right? They wanted to shift your focus from uh, from achieving 100% fluency to big and rational goals like building communication.
Oh, I get it now. Acceptance means to accept and acknowledge things as they are. I agree with you that instead of being our own worst critic, why don't we become our best friends? Ladies and gentlemen, this was a bit about our theme, and we will keep discussing this as we proceed. For the interest of our guests, I would like to reiterate TISA and Toastmaster International. They both are non-profit organization which aims at helping people to improve upon their communication and leadership skills. To achieve the same, this meeting will be divided into three segments. The first one, prepared speeches. In in this segment, you all will learn how to cater the situations where you know what to deliver. And the second, the fun segment, the table topic, in which you will learn how to deliver the content to the unexpected call. The third one, I would say COVID might have helped some of us to escape our exams, but this meeting does not complete without evaluation and constructive feedback. For to know more about evaluation, I would like to welcome our general evaluator, Ratan Kaur. She is she is a verification engineer on weekdays and an artist on weekend. She is fond of old old school things. Over to you, Ratan Kaur.
Thank you so much, Anupriya. Hi, everyone. This is Ratan, and I'll be the general evaluator for today. As a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate the whole meeting right from the beginning till the end and see what are the good things and what are the things that can be improved. But to achieve that, because since we have a long meeting, I cannot do this alone. So I have a team with me, the Taggle team this time. So let me introduce my team. The team includes the timer, our counter, grammarian, and the listener. So let me call upon the timer for today, who is Toastmaster Prakash. He completed his graduation in MCA and currently he is preparing for competitive exams. Um, Timer, Prakash.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ratan Kaur, for introducing me. Greetings, Mr. Madam, Toastmasters, fellow SAGs, TISAs, and guests. As timer, I will time the prepared speeches, table topic speakers, and the individual evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards via the virtual background, which will denote specific times remaining. Those giving a prepared speeches should limit the speech between 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. In the table topic, speakers should speak for now no more than 2 minutes. I would show green, yellow, and red card at the end of 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes. The speech evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. I would show green, yellow, and red cards at the end of 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and 3 minutes. For rest of the rule takers, if you see my red virtual background, it's time to wind up. All speakers, please note you get additional 30 seconds grace to complete your speeches. Please pin my screen whenever you come on virtual stage so that you will be indicate on the timing. I would share the report towards the end of the meeting. Thanks and all the best to all the speakers.
Thank you so much, Prakash. Next, we have our counter, Ashutosh. He is a final year student at Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune, and he loves to read and travel and is also a fitness enthusiast. So, Ashutosh, please explain what your role is going to be.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ratan. Well, I mean, I am Asutosh, your accountant. Well, we all use CRPF words. Now you must be wondering what is CRPF words. Here, C stands for crutch sounds like R stands for repetitive words like I mean. P stands for pauses longer than 5 seconds. And F stands for filler words like okay, It's not a huge deal if it happens occasionally, but you already saw how annoying it could be if not checked. But why does it happen in the first place? Have you seen a computer loading information? Our mind works in the same fashion while speaking, trying to connect one word to another, and filler words naturally rush in to fill the space. So, how to deal with it? Here are some tips. Keep your sentences short, use period pause, take a breath, and maintain eye contact. I, as a counter, will help you all keep a track of it. And towards the end, we will find out if our meeting is awful or awesome. Or should I say awful or awesome? I know all PWS use crutch words to manage their stutter. And it's okay. My report would just aim to bring an awareness to all and let them find out if those crutch words can be replaced by some short pauses. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Ratan.
Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. Next, we move on to the grammarian for today. Just a second. Yeah. Grammarian for today is Veera, a passionate engineer with books, music, food, keeping the day busy, and absolutely love to meet lots of people. Toastmaster Veera.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ratan, and a very good evening to my dear Toastmasters, friends from TISA, and guests. We all know people who run away when they hear the word grammar. In fact, we all might have been those people. And you know what? I still am. Having said that, don't you think me taking up this grammarian role is contradictory? But hear me out. Like our brilliant TMODs quoted, accepting things the way they are is the best way to learn and grow. Establishing the fact that grammar is not something I'm very good at gives the mindset to go ahead, make mistakes, and learn and focus only on the thoughts behind and not the construct of the language. So to accept and embrace things will definitely make us better and better. Which also brings me to the word of the day, which is embrace. It means to agree with something, to accept things, to receive something. And I could give an example as a sentence. He embraced all his flaws and led his life with bliss. And I would love to share a small quote which I love, which goes, love all and hate none. And as grammarian today, I'll be back at the end of the meeting with a detailed report as in how we all performed with our usage of the language and what are all the parts which we could improve ourselves. And see you all at the end of the meeting. Back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just lost my connection. There's electricity cut. So sorry, I had to join via my phone. And I've lost a lot of information. It was from my laptop. Just a second. Give me a moment to, yeah. Okay, next we have our listener, which is a very new role that I was like, when we had the role nominations, I was like, what is the listener? Who is the listener? So I was very excited. And the listener for today would be Kavita. She has been with Toastmasters for the past 19 months. She is working with JPMC Bangalore, and she's an introverted in nature, and she is interested in maths, arts and crafts, making cushions, thread bangles, earrings, etc. And she also loves to read novels. So that's amazing um, a lot of amazing hobbies. So over to you, Kavita, Toastmaster Kavita.
Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. So we are all here in Toastmasters Club to become a competent communicator and to be a good public speaker as well, right? So do you think that only the communication, if we are able to speak fluently without any filler words and with a rich grammar, if we are trying to communicate, do you feel that it's good enough to become a competent communicator or a public speaker? If you ask me, I say that's not enough. You have to be a good listener as a good speaker. So listening is one of the most important skills. If you are a good listener, you will be able to interact with the opponent very easily, and you will be able to have lights from the audience if you're a good listener. So being a listener for this meeting, I will be noting down a couple of questions. I try to categorize the questions in 3 parts: easy, medium, and difficult questions. I will be framing my questions based on the audience speech, whoever is there on the stage. And when general evaluator calls me, I will come up with my question and I will try to check how the listening skills are for our audience as well as the speakers in this meeting. So are you all ready to pick up your ears with the speakers in this virtual stage? I hope you all. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kavita. It's indeed a very special kind of role, and I think it will keep the audience engaged, which is a great thing. That's all for the introduction of my team, me and my team. Now I'll give back the control back to the Toastmaster of the day, Rahul and Anupriya.
Thank you, Ratan and a team for explaining your roles. And now I would like to invite the first speech evaluator for the day to share the objectives of the first speaker. He works with Samsung Research and has been a member of TISA since past 3 and a Toastmasters since the past 4 years. Please welcome Kirtan Bhatt.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Rahul. To all the leaders from both the organizations, to my fellow members of both the organizations, friends, ladies and gentlemen, my greetings to all of you. Having seen both these platforms from the last several years, it's great joy for me to see that both of these organizations have embraced our weaknesses and strengths and came together to learn from each other and to share our journey towards becoming better public speakers and leaders. And I'm happy to take a small role in this session. The speaker is attempting a project called as Connect with Storytelling from the path of visionary communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. And I wish the speaker the very best. And back to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Keertan. And now, without much further ado, I would like to invite the first speaker of the day, Rathish Viruti Mohandas. Rathish is a strategy manager with Cisco Systems. He is also a member of Cisco Toastmasters Club, and he has served as the president, VP, and area director of area 4. Ratish, mind is everything. Mind is everything, Ratish.
Have you seen a calf that was successful when tries to stand for the first time? No. Calf gives several attempts to stand for the first time and identifies her mother to drink milk. Kids of any living being gives several attempts and it succeeds. When we were kids, we never gave up. But as we grew, the society conditioned us to give up so soon. My dear Toastmasters, my dear TISA members and guests, today I would like to share my personal experience as a story, my NCC story with you all. In college, I was part of NCC. What is NCC? National Cadet Corps. In short, the students who are aspiring to join Indian Army considers NCC as a stepping stone. There are major two categories in NCC. One, they will work towards the direction of Republic Day camp, and second set of people, they work towards Thal Sainik. So seniors and trainers suggest the new joiners always to take TSE if you are underweight and does not have good physique. Students with very good physics and good postures are recommended to join RD. I was lean, I was short. So obviously the recommendation is to take Thalsanic, but I liked the activities of RD and I'm sure I can do better. And I wanted to join RD. So I went and joined RD, avoiding senior suggestion, trainer suggestion, opposing their thoughts, went and joined RD. From that point onwards, I was pulled down at every stage. It was altogether a 3 years program. First year, completely you will be in the training. Second year, you will attend camps, you will undergo some selection. And third year, it is the time for you to give back. Whatever you have gained as a knowledge, whatever training you have received, you will have to give it back to your junior candidates. That was the 3 years program. One fine day, after completing my college trainings, after getting so much of beatings, so much of headed, everything, I was put into several camps. And especially when it comes to Tamil Nadu contingent, it takes at least 10 camps. We need to consider cross 10 camps to get selected to RD. So I was at Kanchipuram camp, which was near Chennai. It was a hot summer, May month. Altogether, it was a 12 days training period in the camp. After completing the training successfully, we were asked to do march past along with few more candidates. It was a selection round and I was at third position. I was standing at the third position from right corner. We all were given the chest numbers. They call us using the chest number and my chest number was 13. We all were given command to start marching. So many eyes were on us, including the army commanding officers, selection officers, seniors, trainers, and the audience like you. Imagine we all were marching with chest up, chin up, marching towards the end goal. But it was a dream selection moment for me amongst all the candidates. The candidates with me, they were all fair, tall, with good physique. And I was like a thin guy, odd one out, standing in the first row, and we received the command to march. We were marching. Everyone was in the marching group. They were sweating a lot just because of the weather, hot summer. I was double sweating because hot summer. And second thing is, I don't want to get pulled out of this game. Suddenly, we received a louder voice asking us to stop the marching just before the stop line. We stopped. There, so many things were running around our mind, and I completely lost hope because we have never received this kind of halt command in such a selection program. So we were clueless why that halt was given to us. And the commander said, "Hey boy, the third person from the right." Third person from the right. I knew it was me, but I don't want to respond back. And I was standing like that. The person who was next to me, he says, "Hey Macha, he's calling you only." I was totally down and I said, "Yes, sir." He asked, "Can you do the same justice in the Prime Minister rally?" Prime Minister rally? Me with lesser physics? I was so surprised and happy, and I marched towards the selection team. I made my strategy powerful, and when you make your strategy very powerful, you will win. Dreaming high is always cool. Just check these two items. Are you passionate about it? Is it something you would like to do? I won that competition. Not only me, people like me also won the competition. Your dream does not have an expiration date. Take a deep breath and try again. I was accepted the way I am. Back to you.
Thanks, Ratish, for giving us the great time with your speech. Up next, we have Richa as our second speech evaluator. She is a Toastmaster since last 2 years and is currently serving as the area director for Area A4. She is a music enthusiast and likes to explore new dishes. Over to you, Richa.
Thank you so much, TM Modi, for that wonderful introduction. Am I audible and visible? Yes, thank you so much. So coming to the speech objectives, so the purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish the speaker all the very best and looking forward to the speech. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Richa, for giving us the glimpse of our speech. Let's now call upon stage our second speaker of this evening, Aditya Agarwal, who is a software engineer at Google. He is an avid reader and a music lover. Aditya, a happy failure. A happy failure, Aditya.
No, Mrs. Agarwal. A lot of children fail to speak properly, but he will get rid of it in his later teens. Says the doctor I believed in. Hey, you need to work on your stammer, Aditya, else you might fail in your college interview admissions. Says the high school teacher I looked up to, both figuratively and literally also, because I was a small kid and she was tall. Oh, did you fail to make it to the class yesterday because it was your turn to speak? Asked the friend group I wanted to fit in. Hey, dude, why do you fail to remain calm throughout the presentation? Just chill. Says the boss I wanted to prove my word to. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, friends from TISA, and dear guest. Can I have a show of hand here for how many people in our group have been asked, teased, or even bullied with similar questions around their imperfections and insecurities? Show of hands. Please don't feel shy. We're all friends here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Almost all of us. Because that's true, right? It's almost impossible to navigate through life without having faced situations of these kinds. So please feel free to share your experiences in the chat. Apart from lacking empathy, the biggest harm that these questions do is they try to paint your perfect imperfections, your unique individuality as a sign of failure, which makes you disgust yourself. You even start to blame as to how can I even accept my failure self. So society did a great job of taking my self-hate levels to the moon. Kudos society, well done, awesome. But 2 years back, I had my first interaction with the Indian Stammering Association. TISA was the one that put me on this healing path of self acceptance. Few days back, Dipin told us that we have a chance to share our thoughts on acceptance. And I made sure that I don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity. And I'm happy that I took it and I'm standing in front of this group. But I was very much aware of my poor writing skills, and I had no choice but to beg Google for help. Ironically, it was also the first time that I sat down and looked for acceptance online. Yes, the same acceptance that I've been trying to chase with every single breath for the last 2 years since my first encounter with TISA. I had an epiphany, and I felt so stupid for not doing this before, because the things I found there were so relatable that I almost got goosebumps. What started as a simple exercise of coming up with a speech script ended up giving me advices and lessons for my life. I realized how acceptance helps us to accept ourselves for who we are. And this small thing, this very thing, resonated with my core. Why? Because throughout my life, I have seen stammering as a failure. I have considered this as a big hole, and I took it upon myself to continue doing things that would fill up this hole in the hopes that I might get rid of this flaw and imperfection I was born with. It was good. You see, right? We all talk about the silver lining in the cloud. So yeah, it actually made me work hard. It got me good grades. It got me into a good college. And you know what? It also got me that dream job at Google. But that black hole, that stupid guy, never got filled. It kept swallowing all my happiness, all of my energy, and all of my achievements, continuously asking for what's next, what's more. It, it deprived me of all the amazing life experiences I deserve to have back in school and college. It took some time and some help to understand the fact that it's better that I embrace myself for who am I. I am the narrator of my life story, and I get to define what failure means to me. So, Aditya, as a kid, might have seen this speech a terrible failure. Why? Because he stammered. But today, I try to find happiness in the same speech because I worked hard, showed up, and was better than the previous time, no matter how small. So, to conclude, I would like to say that this society might succeed to engrave the word failure on my tombstone. But even my last breath would be spent carving the word happy in front of it. Because that, my friend, is the dream, to live and die a happy failure. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya, for taking us through your amazing journey of stammering. You know, Rahul, few years back, my uncle gave me an advice to put a piece of marble under my tongue, and that would cure my stammering. Have you also ever got any such funny advice or hilarious comments on stammering?
Yeah, many. But I would like to share one of those. So I remember I was around 7 when my parents uh, uh, took me to a speech therapist for the first time. Now, the speech uh, therapist asked me a few questions, and surprisingly, I did not stammer. So the speech uh, therapist, he turned to my parents and said that this guy is just acting. He does not stammer. So uh, from the next time, if he stammers, you also do the same. I really don't know why the doctor said that, but the doctor's line was taken as a religious philosophy, because within just 1 week, my entire family, they started to co- uh, copy me whenever I used to stammer, and it became almost impossible for me to make them believe that I actually do. Uh, I am still searching for that doctor.
That's quite weird, I must say. Folks, if you also have such experiences where you got the funny comments received around your imperfections, please do not feel shy to share in the chat, and we will see you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, up next is the most awaited session of this evening, the table topics. And with that, please welcome our table topic master of the day, Nidhi. She is currently the immediate past president of Travelators Club. She is an all rounder and has played almost all the roles from SAA to president in her excom. So please put your hands together for Nidhi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anupriya. Hello, everyone. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters, dear TISA's members, and my dear guest. Before I get started, I'll share my screen. Just give me a second. Please let me know once you all can see my screen.
Yes, Nidhi, we can. Thank
Is
you.
my presentation mode on?
No. Yeah, now it is. Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Well, acceptance. As today's theme is acceptance, I just want to start my topics in the table topic section, what acceptance is giving you. If you accept the fact of what is being happening over there, you will be getting happiness, love, courage, hope, peace, trust, and luck. Where someone says that acceptance, people are there to tell you that you are not doing good, as many of the speaker have yet talked about what acceptance had led them to. As right away Aditya spoke about his journey of his stammering and how he improved and got his journey in forward. In the same way, we should accept what we are. With this, I will go and start my topics as a table topic master. The table topic is where we don't need to prepare and speak impromptu. The intent is this to help the members to develop to develop their ability to organize their thoughts quickly and respond to an impromptu questions and or topics. As a table topic master, I'll be giving a topic and a speaker need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute, the timer will be showing you the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, the timer will be showing you the yellow card. And 2 minutes, the timer will be showing you the red card. We will be getting 30 seconds of the grace period. And if a speaker exceed the time, then the speaker is disqualified for the voting. The red card will be displayed till the speaker is speaking. I encourage all the members who are going to, all the guests or the members who are going to come up and speak, to use the word of the day, embrace, which means to agree with our notion or accept the things to achieve something. With this, I will be getting started. I will be having total 8 topics, and I request the moderator to help me to choose the members from the audience. Siddharth?
Yes, I can help you. We have two people who are raising their hands. One is listener Kavita, Toastmaster Kavita, and then after that we can go to Tapan. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Toastmaster Kavita. Could you please choose a number between 1 to 8? And before we start, I will let you know that I will let each and everyone just give a gist that these topics are the real life experience which you have done. So just go and try to raise your hand and give a try. It's one of the most interesting section and you will love it. So Toastmaster, could you please choose a topic?
My favorite number is 3 always.
Okay, 3. So your topic is expectation versus reality. Toastmaster Kavita, expectation versus reality. Expectation versus reality. Toastmaster Kavita.
Expectations versus reality. Definitely, we will expect something to some extent, but whatever we get in reality is little, right? So, for example, even in married life, we do expect someone who will be like Shah Rukh Khan or Hrithik Roshan, something like that. If it is a male, they will be expecting like their partner would be like Aishwarya Rai or who are the favorite actress. But in reality, that is not going to be happen. But the reality is, if we are getting something, the life partner, I'm giving my own life example. Even if you are not expecting with appearance to the actor or actress, in reality will not be getting with that. But in reality, we have to check whether they are able to adapt us what we are actually. So I accepted my spouse and that with all his qualities, whatever he has actually, and I don't expect anything more from him. That's why I'm able to lead my happy married life almost in 10th year. That's all about my married life expectations versus reality. To come to the my professional life, I had an offer for manager just 4 years back, but I had couple of offers also when I was changing my current company to the next company. To become a manager for the first time, getting an offer is my expectation that over the less years of experience. But due to that expectations with a high level of package, that got denied by my spouse. So I just went on with my husband and I just joined as normal associate in a different company. But still, I'm able to cope up with the day-to-day life, and I'm giving full potential in that company. I'm receiving a couple of awards also in that current organization. Even I'm not playing a role of manager. So even if you're not able to achieve something, even if we get something which is up to our expectation, in reality it might not be ours. We cannot own that at times. We have to go with the reality always. Expectations cannot be fulfilled all the times 100%. So let's accept ourselves to accept the reality rather than expect the expectations to meet our expectation. Thank you so much. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita. It was wonderfully said. And I do believe the way you have told, yes, we have to accept the way the things are there. And if I would like to say on this plan, my plan versus the like expectation versus the reality, I was thinking that in this COVID, I should be going somewhere and should be visiting some places or going to for a trip. But right now, the reality is we are staying at home and trying to have a Toastmaster meeting virtually, which is great. With that, let me again share my screen. Now the next speaker who, Siddharth, who was the next speaker?
It is Tapan.
Yeah, Tapan, okay. Tapan, could you please choose a topic?
Yeah, my favorite number is 4.
4, okay.
After 3. Let's see what topic is there.
Tapan, take a day off. Take a day off, Tapan.
Yeah. Took one day off as 1,000. Yeah, that if I take one day off, like first of all, I just work in actually 24/7 because I am in the export field and I am doing exports with some USA clients. So the daytime I am working here, and evening time also there are the works started from the 6 p.m. onwards, that USA time start. So if I took the day off, I miss. There are so many emails or so many WhatsApp messages coming, and yeah, that's make me mad actually. So I am not afford to take my day off, and if I took my day off, also I have to tell my bosses, yet my my clients also, that I am not be available, and I fortunately got one support staff, so she handle the things for me. But yeah, I think so everybody should take the day on, not a day off actually, to enjoy the life, to a hectic life. You should always take the day off, and how difficult it would be, it would like, but anyway, at the end of the day it will pass, and at the end of the day you feel, yeah, I was happy to take the day off. So if I feel nervous, yeah, if I tense a bit, no, I should not take the day off, then it will be, the work will multiply, then it will not work out, definitely. So for all of us, you should take your day or weeks off, frequently, so that you can, when you will come back to your work, you should work fresh, and your productivity will increase manifold. So to conclude my speech, I should embrace my day off, and when I come back, I feel very fresh and energetic, and I put more into my work. Thank you.
Thank you, Tapan. Yeah, I do embrace that we should take a day off. And currently, when we are in the home and doing a virtual meetings and work, we are not taking a lot of holidays or sick leaves.
Yeah.
So we should plan to take a day off and get rest and then come back to work.
Yeah, right.
Yes, thank you. Now the next is Hindav. I will be sharing my screen. Just give me a second. I must share. Is my presentation mode is visible.
Yes, Nidhi.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes,
So
I can.
Hindav, yeah, could you please choose a number between 1 to 8? 3 and 4 is already used.
Yes. So let me go with number 7.
Okay. Hindav, your topic is when someone says you fat. Hindav, when someone says you fat. When someone says you fat. Hindav.
Okay. So first of all, hi all. It's a very strange topic for me. So I've never faced such a scenario in my life. So I've always been lean. Even if I eat a lot of food, and stuff, somehow metam- my metabolism is so good that I never become fat. But I somehow feel, saying, so whenever we meet someone, speaking about their, so you're fat, you're thin, and stuff, such stuff is not something, so good to do. Yeah, so it is their own life, and you don't know, so if they have any conditions or stuff. So so it is so it is not so advisable to speak about so their appearances, and also even if they are so your family, it's not advisable to speak about their appearances, and also a few sensitive topics, like so are you going to get married, are you so planning for uh, kids, such things are something which we need to also avoid. um, you know yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Hindav. Thank you for saying, yeah. As I want to ask you, is there something which you would like to share with me? Because I feel if we don't eat, though also we used to get fat, as I myself is like sitting at home and we are getting fat. Is there something which you want to share with me that it should be something should know that, yeah, doing that I've not gain the weight? Because right now many people are gaining weight and I do is gaining weight. That's something which I feel.
No, so I feel, yeah, it's my, internal metabolism, nothing, specific I'm doing. Yeah, yeah.
I embrace. And with this, the next is Veer. I'm so
Veera.
sorry. Yeah, Veera.
Yeah.
So Veera, which number would you like
Yeah,
to
I'll
choose?
go with 1.
1. Cool. Okay.
Hopefully, I get something interesting. Easy
Yeah.
problem.
So Veera, home at work or work at home? Home at work or work at home, Veera?
Got it. Yeah. Thanks a lot for this topic, Table Topics Master Nidhi. So, home at work or work at home? I've been in both of these situations, and I think this topic pretty much correlates with what one of our guests, Tapan, was also taking up, like taking a day off work. I could correlate something along those lines because there are numerous days that I have literally slept on my cubicle, doing all the works and coming back from office by around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. That has happened to me a lot of times. And at the same time, even when I am in home, especially during this work from home scenario, there are again, I think some people say this work from home situation is very comfortable for them. Yeah, I'm sitting at home, I'm with my family, I get to enjoy everything. But seriously, guys, don't you think, is it just me who is feeling that? Compared to how I used to work in office, I work a lot more when I'm working at home. and the working hours are not at all fixed. I have a call at any time they wish, and I'm just not. I'm not complaining, but the situation goes ahead like even I have the perspective that the work culture, the structure, everything has completely changed during this work from home scenario. Uh, sometimes it is very comfortable that I could just sit in my boxers and attend my meetings and everything. But at the same time, when the meeting is scheduled at 9 p.m. at night and you had to have your dinner on one side and have to do your work on the other side and manage things, that is when things get a little bit crazy. But yeah, I am personally hoping that this work from home scenario ends pretty sooner and we all get to go back to office, because man, I seriously wanna be with my colleagues and speak with everyone and get back to our usual work mode. At least then I would not work probably. I mean, only the late night works will be at least once or twice in a month and not once or twice in a week. So yeah, thank
I
you.
fully impressed with you, Veera. I am also waiting to get that particular feel that going back to office is much more better than staying at home and working, because its work life is, I think the personal life and the work life is not that balanced now. So I'm looking ahead for the same. Now, as I would like to request the member or the guest who have not take up any role, and I would like to give a chance to the member guest who want to take up, maybe the TISA member, anyone who is interested to speak. The topics are very simple, and I believe you will be enjoying that. So I encourage the guest to come up and speak. Any guest? Should I pick up directly without asking? Do I do that? I will. Okay. Let me check guest. Okay. Vinod Kumar. Okay. Anyone is interested? I guess.
I believe our essay Krisha, he wants to speak.
Okay, I'll go with. I was trying to give a chance to someone else first, so I was looking
Yeah,
for it.
you mean if a guest wants to speak, then then obviously guest should get the uh, preference. So I leave it up to you,
Yep.
able topic master.
I'm just picking Satya or Ratan. Anyone interested? Or guest Anushri?
Okay, I'll take up.
Cool. It's Anushri, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, Anushri, could you please choose a number between, now it's left is 5, 2, 6, and 8.
So I'll choose number 6.
Okay. Anushri, your topic is, Anushri, when your crush is sitting next to you, Anushri.
Okay, so table topic master, these topics are amazing first of all, and my topic is when my crush is sitting next to me. So okay, when my crush is sitting next to me, my heartbeats are gonna rise. I'm going to look to him discreetly, like we used to do in school also. When my crush is sitting somewhere else and I'm looking back at him and just trying to connect my eyes with him, and as the picture said, and my crush is trying not to fart, or am I not trying to fart? If that's the kind of the situation, that's going to be very, very embarrassing for a person whose crush is just sitting right next to me. So I prefer good breathe, and that's such a turn off if if bad smell is such a turn off for me. And okay, if my crush is there, I am there, so obviously I am a very proactive person, and I will approach my crush, and I will like to speak speak to him. I'm not the kind of person who will just lay back and just will want my crush to approach to me. So when my crush is there, be sure that if I am interested, I am going to approach you. So thank you so much, table topic master. Back to you.
Thank you, thank you, Anushri. It was wonderfully told. Yes, I don't know the crush part because I have never happened anything in that part. Okay, coming ahead, this is the last topic, guys. Who would like to go up? I will say the topics as so good. I believe if no one is taking, I'll give it to Krishiv. Krishiv, now it's like I will just share my screen and you can tell me the. Okay. Krishiv, could you please choose a number? But number is left is 258.
No, 8.
Okay. Krishiv, during Zoom meeting, Krishiv.
During a Zoom meeting, do I choose to go for audio only or with video? Okay, this is an interesting one. So if I'm not doing anything, if I'm concentrating on the meeting and I want to show this to the presiding officers and to other role takers, then my video is on. But if I missed my lunch or another meal, I have to eat food on time. But I'm on a Zoom meeting. It's very easy. Switch off the camera. Also, if I'm doing something else or if I'm listening to a Zoom meeting in the background, which I sometimes do, and I don't want to appear like I'm there in the meeting, but I'm secretly spying and spectating the meeting from time to time, I will join audio only. The difference is that when the video is on, you can see me, but when the video is off, you can't see me. And I don't like to show my cards because I love playing poker. So I'd rather not make any expression than to reveal anything and everything that I have through my eyes, through my mouth, and through my expressive face. I like to keep or I like to play my cards at the right time. And if I have to switch off my video, I will if it serves my purpose. Back to you, table topic master Nidhi.
Thank you, Krishiv. It was wonderfully said. And I usually do this when we are having an online meeting or when we are having a meeting where I don't want to open my video. I'll try to have a close video where I'm not good looking good. It's just that having the way I am. With this, I would like to conclude my table topic section. I hope you all have enjoyed it. For the next time, I just encourage the members or the guests to try to take up the table topic section. And this is the most important. You can say it is a section where you will be getting to think impromptu and thinking on how impromptu you can think it up and speak on, which will improve your power to think up and say whenever you need to speak what you have to. At the end, I would just like to say, once we accept our limits, we go beyond that. It was said by Albert Einstein, and no regret, just lesson, no worries, just acceptance. No acceptance, just gratitude. Life is too short. With this, I would like to hand over to our Toastmaster of the day.
Well, thank you, Nidhi, for sharing such wonderful topics. And a big thanks to all the speakers for sharing your stories. Now, since we are moving towards the end of the meeting, I would like to uh, conclude the theme by saying that acceptance is the strength and courage to experience your life as it is and derive the maximum joy out of your current situations. I know uh, 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 that it is hard to sometimes look inside yourself and see your uh, flaws and the things you need to work upon. But that will always serve as your authentic motivation. And with that, I would now uh, uh, like to move to our third and final segment of the meeting, the general evaluation. And for that, I would, I would, I would, I would like to invite our general evaluator, Ratan, to the stage.
Thank you so much, Rahul. So it's time that we look back, objectively, compassionately look back to how we've performed, and without being too critical about ourselves, we see how we can improve. So first, I'd like to call upon my Taggle team for their report. Let's start with the timer report. Prakash, can you please present your timer report? Sorry, just a second. I think sorry. Let's start with the speech evaluation. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, speech evaluation.
So yes, sorry. So we'll start with our speech evaluation. So let me call upon Kirtan for the evaluation of the first speech. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, and in particular, Toastmaster Ratish, you had a wonderful story in your speech. You narrated about your experience with NCC and how you battled all odds to make it into the RD parade camp. And from there, how you were asked to join the PM rally. It was a very inspiring and a very relatable speech with a message at the end about strategy and acceptance. So first of all, a very big kudos to you. You excelled at several points, but to emphasize on three main points. First is that it is your opening. You opened your speech asking about a question about whether we have witnessed infants in several species when they're taking their first attempts in their life. That hooked us on and made us very curious about what you were going to speak. The second thing I liked very much was about the incorporation of the details that you had brought in into your speech, right from what is NCC and RD parade all about, and you went on to explain very accurately about what you felt when you were actually experiencing that RD march, how the commander called you and how all the people were looking onto you. That was really well done. You had a very confident and comfortable posture. Your eye contact was excellent. You were directly looking into the camera. You may want to work on your vocal variety. Why I say this is because your story had some parts where you could have brought in some kind of drama to really take your story to the next level, such as there was a point when my commander called me. I got very scared. I had the question, should I answer him or not? So like that, if you can put in more vocal variety to your story, and if you can prepare one such speech, then that would be really great. But having said that, your speech was a very brilliant one, a very confident and well narrated one, and I wish the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ketan. Now let's move on to the second speech evaluation. Toastmaster Richa, can you please present your evaluation for speech 2?
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, one and all present here, and especially to my target speaker, Toastmaster Aditya. So Toastmaster Aditya, I'll be dividing my evaluation in 3 parts: excellence, improvement, and overall summarization. So let me start with the excellence. So when you started off with your speech, you were so energized and you had that positive vibe that I was hooked to the screen. I was very keen to listen to your story. Your positive energy and your positivity, and I could see that. I could see that in your smile. So kudos to you. You were very confident when you started off with your speech. Next, coming to your body language and your hand gestures, it was very proper. I could see your body language, your hand gestures. So well done. I mean, in online setup, we have forgotten to stand up and to give the speech, but you made sure to stand up and give the speech, and I really commend you on that part. Next, coming to your expressions were really great, and it was going with your speech. I could see you were expressing really well, and it was going hand in hand with your speech. So again, great job done over there. As you were in the online setup, you made sure to, your camera angle was really perfect. The lighting was very perfect. Your camera angle was really good. I could see your whole body and even your face and your expressions and everything. So coming to the online rules, you have fulfilled all the parts over there. Next, in your speech, you had quotes which made your speech very, very strong. That is silver lining, and it was very inspirational and it fitted really well in your speech. So the quotes which you had used in your speech was very well done. Next, coming to your speech was very wonderful and especially it was very motivational and inspiring because you did overcome your problem and you stood for yourself. That message was very, very strong. It is not easy to stand for yourself, but you did. Everyone has problems, but not everyone do stand for themselves. But you did stand, and here you are today, inspiring us with your speech and your story. And it has inspired me completely. And thank you so much for that wonderful speech. Next, coming to one more area of excellence, I would like to point out is that your strong call to action. That is, whatever it is, whether you're living or you're dying, always keep smiling. Yes, what a positive way of ending your speech, and what an amazing way to end your speech. You also made sure to end it with your speech title. So kudos to you on that part. Now, coming to the areas of improvement, I have just one little area of improvement for you, that is on your voice modulation. You had many strong quotes and you had many strong messages to give. And when you were talking about yourself, it was very motivational and very inspiring. At that time, you could have, given that voice modulation over there. It would have been great. Coming to the overall summarization, yes, your space was really good in the speech. So kudos to you over there as well. Next, coming to your structure was very proper. I could see proper introduction, body, and conclusion. And one more thing that was, you had different characters in your story. So in the beginning, you were moving in the stage, the space which was provided to you. So when you were talking about one character, you were standing in left. When you were talking about the other character, you were standing on the right. So very good usage of the stage as well. Coming to overall thing, what a powerful speech. And I'm looking forward to more of your speeches in the future. And I would also like to be your evaluator again in the future. So please invite me whenever you give a speech and I promote you to the next level. All the best for the future speeches. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Richa. Okay, that was really insightful, I would say. Now is the right time to call the timer. So timer Prakash, can you please give your timer report?
Yeah, Richa, is audible to you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on to a prepared speech that speaker one, Toastmaster Ratish, that he has given the speech on 7 minutes and 25 seconds and status he qualified. Moving on to the speaker, SAG and Aditya, he has completed his speech on 6 minutes and 55 seconds and he qualified. Moving on to the individual evaluation, evaluator 1, SAG Kirtan Bhatt, that he had taken more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds and he has not qualified. Moving on to evaluator 2, Toastmaster Richa Thakur, he has evaluate his speech 3 minutes and 18 seconds and she has qualified. And moving on to the table topics, speaker speaker 1 Kavita, that he had completed his table topic within 2 minutes and 30 seconds and she qualified. Moving on to the speaker 2 SAGN Rapan, that he had completed his table topic speech 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He is qualified. Moving on to the speaker 3 SHN Hindu Garandi, that he has completed his his table topic speech 2 minutes and he qualified. And speaker 4, TM Veera, he has completed his table topic speech 2 minutes and 15 seconds. He has qualified. And speaker 5, Anushri, that she has taken 1 minute and 20 seconds and she is qualified. Lord Pasnot list, Resuji and Krishu, that he has given his table topic 2 minutes and 13 seconds and he qualified. That's the report of the report of the timer of today's session. Over to you.
Thank you so much for this precise and meticulous report, Prakash. Now let's move on to the R counter report. Uh, can we have Ashutosh to present his R counter report?
Yeah. I am back with my accountants report. Just I'll share my screen. Yeah. Yeah. So so starting with the role players. Fipin used three. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Uh, Fipin used three crutch words, that is and two repetitive words. Then Toastmaster of the day, Rahul, used more than 10 hours, and uh, he also used more than 5 repetitive words, like share, for, I, would, as, and he also used one uh, one long pause, and two killer words. Then moving on to TTM, Toastmaster Nidhi, she used more than 5 hours, and one short pause. Then moving on to uh, general evaluator, Toastmaster Ratan, she used more than 5 hours, and three and she also used two filler words. So then moving on to the speakers uh, and the evaluators, Toastmaster uh, uh, speaker Aditya used four filler yeah, yeah, four words, that is but, and then uh, uh, evaluator one, Kirtan used one and two repetitive words. Uh, then then Toastmaster Richa, uh, she used two repetitive words like you, you were, and I. Then moving on to the table topic speakers, uh, Kavita used three crutch words, uh, like um, um, yeah, uh, 3 hours, and two arms. Then she also used two repetitive words. Then moving on to Tapan, he used 5 hours, and four repetitive words, and two filler words like you know. Then moving on to Hindab, he used 3 hours and two repetitive words, and three filler words.
Then Toastmaster Fira used 4 hours, and Anusri used 1 short pause and 2 so. Then last but not the least, we have 4 flawless speakers. Our SA Rishabh, then Toastmaster of the day, Anupriya, as she had a very a long speaking session. Still, she did not use even a single uh, harsh words. I really appreciate that. Then Toastmaster Prakash, yeah, uh, he was also flawless, and Toastmaster Ratisa. So that's it from my side. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for this. Again, a very detailed and meticulous report, our counter. Next, we move on to the grammarian report by Toastmaster Veera. Toastmaster Veera, please present the grammarian report.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ratnan. And a very good evening again. I'm back with my entire observation of the whole meeting and the things which I have noted on. But before I go ahead with that, a small thing. Have you guys ever thought, when we were kids, right from our childhood, when we are learning our mother tongue, have we ever focused on the grammatical part, or where our parents or relatives, were they teaching us the mother tongue with explaining, okay, this is how the subject has to be, this is how the verb has to be? It's not the case. We listened, we heard, and we practiced, and we spoke. So if we don't highlight the word grammar too much and give it some kind of high level status, and just focus on our thoughts and how we communicate and how we listen and how we implement, we should be good with that. So with that, please allow me to share my screen for the grammarian's report. Yes. So first of all, thank you so much for embracing the word of the day. I saw that the word of the day was used by Kirtan, Toastmaster Siddharth, Rahul and Anupriya, Aditya, and Toastmaster Nidhi. And please excuse me if I missed out anyone's name here and there. And I absolutely loved the entire meeting, as it was filled with fabulous quotes in everyone's speeches and whoever the speaker that came onto the speech. And I really loved both the speech titles, which Mind is Everything and Happy Failure. Great stuff there. And I have listed down some impressive quotes. The worst loneliness is not being comfortable in one's own self. And your dream does not have an expiry date. And once we accept our limits, we go beyond that. And some fantastic word plays by our role takers and our speakers. Some where I have listed down as figuratively and literally, objectively, compassionately. And when our speaker said chest up, chin up. So these were some good word plays which I noted, and some great words and phrases as well, some amazing vocabulary. And on top of that, there were some really impressive usages of the language, like pass the baton and princess from Rajasthan when the PMOD was getting it introduced, and stepping stone, navigate through life, beg Google for help, battle all odds, and show my cards. And I have also listed down the meaning there. I'll be sharing the report in the chat window for you all to go through it in detail. And with that, I also have some suggestions in the language usage and how that could have been and why that change needs to be there, and what exactly is the technicality behind it. So those were very few and very minor things. And as I said, with practice and with much more exposure, we should be super cool. And again, an impressive meeting with impressive usages of language throughout the entire meeting. I absolutely loved it. And thank you so much for the opportunity. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for such a powerful report, grammarian, Toastmaster Veera. Now let's move on to the very new role, the listener. and I'm excited to, experience how this part would be. So let me call Toastmaster Kavita for the listening section where we'll test how attentive we were listening to all our speakers and evaluators as well as TMODs. So Toastmaster Kavita.
Once again, very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and TISA members. I hope you all have pricked up your ears very keenly to answer my questions. The first question is, never expect the expectations to meet our expectations. This was quoted by whom?
Toastmaster Kavita.
Kavita, thanks. I guess you have listened to me. Okay, Jyot Sapat, let me start with the real questions that was quoted by me during my table topic speech. The first speaker, Toastmaster Ratish, has attended the camp for NCC. So what is that place name and how many days he
Kanchipuram.
attended? Kanchipuram is right answer. And how many days he attended that camp?
12 days.
12 days.
12 days. Who was that? First, if you are looking for best listener, you can take up the answers. Who is giving the first? Very good answers. And the narrator of my life story. Who quoted this?
Aditya.
Yeah, it's the second speaker, Aditya. Your dream doesn't have any expiration date. Who said this in this meeting?
Ratish.
Ratish.
Yeah, Ratish. So someone who is part of Samsung and that person is with TISA for 3 years and 4 years with Toastmasters. Who is that?
Kirtan.
Yes, this is the first evaluator, Kirtan. How many table topic speakers we had in this meeting totally?
6.
And after how many speaker, the table topic master was trying to search for guest to pick up some table topics?
8.
4.
No, after 4.
After completing 4 table topic speakers, she started to search. Good answers. What is the one funny advice given to TMOD Anupriya by her uncle?
Putting the stone under the tongue, actually. Putting the stone under a tongue.
Yeah, that's a correct answer. What is the one great tip given by Toastmaster Tapan to improve productivity?
Take a day off.
To take rest. Yeah.
Take a day off. Who used to sleep at cubicle when that person used to work in
Veera.
office?
Veera.
Toastmaster Veera.
Toastmaster Veera. During his table topic session, he mentioned that. Two table topic speakers had same time limit during their attempt.
Fantastic.
Two and
I just want the names. They just took exactly 2 minutes 30 seconds. Who were they?
Toastmaster Kavita.
Kavita.
And second speaker. Tapan.
The first and second table topic speakers, Kavita and Tapan. That's correct. What was the third positive feedback that is excelled given by the evaluator 1 for the speaker 1? Evaluator Kirtan has mentioned 3 points the speaker excelled at. What's the third point in that?
At least the speaker should remember that.
Yeah, speaker.
Good at delivery. I don't know. I forgot.
No. Confident and comfortable postures and good eye contact. That was the third point he mentioned. The quote, impressive meeting with impressive usages. Who quoted this in this meeting?
Aditya.
No. Impressive meeting
Veera.
with impressive
Veera.
usage. Yeah,
Grammarian
grammarian.
Veera.
He was so impressed with the impressive usage of the speakers today. Acceptance is the strength and courage to experience your life as it is and derive maximum joy out of current situation. Who quoted this in this meeting?
Toastmaster Nidhi.
No.
Rahul?
Yeah, it's Rahul Hirani, TMOD. Rahul Hirani quoted that. Do you have few more minutes? Can I go with a couple more questions?
2 questions max.
Okay. When you make your strategy powerful, you will win. Who quoted this?
Ratish.
Ratish. The second speaker, Aditya, what he used to overcome his stammering?
He just
narrating
wanted
his
to
story. What is that?
excel. He just wanted to excel sound
No,
skill.
what is this? Yeah, what is this step he has taken for that?
TISA. Join TISA.
Yeah, joined TISA and he started to prepare the speeches and deliver the speeches.
Yeah, right.
That's correct. Look inside yourself and see your flaws and think you woke up on. Who used that? I'll repeat
Einstein.
the quote. Sorry, who is that?
Albert Einstein.
No.
Yeah.
Look inside yourself and see your flaws and think you work upon your flaws. Who used this?
Anupriya.
No.
Okay, let's list down all the speakers who spoke to control student.
It was used by TMOD Rahul Hirani.
Okay.
And what was the one quote? Someone quoted Einstein's quote in the meeting. Who is that? And what is that quote?
Nidhi quoted, but it was a long quote.
Who remember that quote? Which was told by Einstein?
Excel, except there was something about. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, was it like if you go beyond your limits?
Yeah.
Something.
Accept your limit and
Accept your limits, you'll go beyond.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
With this, best listener goes to Toastmaster Kavita.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate all your listening skills. You are a great listeners. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kavita. Great job done at your first time being the listener, and it was really fun. Given that we are running short on time, I'll just quickly try to sum up the whole evaluation for the session. We started right on time, so that's a great thing. Though by now we're kind of ahead of time, so we can keep that in mind. And how to do that? I think I would say that the timer report, our counter report, like rather than going, if there's less time, so rather than going to each and every person in talking about that, it can be summarized into like a crisp thing, like, okay, overall these many hours were spoken, and then individually the reports can be sent to the individual persons, right? So that summary thing can be done. But otherwise, I really like the interactive PPT created by the timer. It was really interesting. It also, I noticed that it also had some facts written on the PPT, so that was cool. And then for the counter report, I really like the concept of flawless speakers at the end. Apart from that, for the first speaker, there's something that I'd like to suggest, which is like, I really felt otherwise overall the gestures were really great. But when he was talking about the marching part, I was really expecting that at least once when he'll say marching, he'll just do a little march thing. So maybe you can include such gestures in your speech. Otherwise, I really like the imagery thing used in the storytelling, that you're like saying there are a third to the right and you're counting, and that was really great. Like I had this whole picture of a row standing in front of me, so that imagery was created, which is good in storytelling, especially. Um, um, hmm. Okay, let me summarize the thing that I've written down. For the speech too, Aditya, I really like the title. It has this oxymoron thing used, so I really like the literary devices whenever they're used. I really like that part. So, and overall, the second speech by Aditya was very heart touching for me. Like, the perfect imperfections and everything, I could relate to a lot of that, especially now that I'm seeking mental health support. So I could really relate to a lot of things that he was talking about, and how I in my head had created so many wrong notions about my own personality, thinking they were some kind of disorder or some kind of imperfection. So yeah, it was really heart touching. And then the table topic session was very interactive, very relatable, and also slightly funny with the memes and everything. So that's great, because acceptance and the topic is kind of important, obviously, but sometimes it can get very serious if we're just talking about it. So I really like how it brought in a little bit of play and humor in the session. um, I think apart from that, I really would like to appreciate the crisp and structured evaluations presented by both the speech evaluators, especially Toastmaster Richa. She like divided it into 3 sections and like had a very structured approach to giving the evaluation, which is really great. And for lastly, for the TMODs, I really appreciate that they initiated with the kind of a role play kind of situation. So, and they also shared their personal anecdotes. Some of them were funny and relatable. So, and they also sprinkled the whole theme thing in between the sections and kept the theme alive, which is really nice. Um, and I think that's all in all, it was a great meeting, a really great concept, uh, which encouraged inclusivity. So, yeah, that's all for my general evaluator report. Back to TMOD. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ratan and team, for your wonderful evaluations. And now for the closing remarks of the meeting, I would like to call the presiding officer of the Toastmaster fraternity, Siddharth Shah. Siddharth is currently the area uh, director of District 92, and in his free time, he likes to play with his dog. So please welcome Siddharth Shah.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Rahul. Dear Toastmasters and dear members of TISA, and all the individual guests, the distinguished guests present here, thank you very, very much to be present here at this time. It's really amazing to have this meeting. Now, I'm sure you must have been noticing a lot of glitches that might have happened. One, for example, if you can look at my lips, they're not syncing well, right? As I'm speaking. Can you notice that? Or example, you might also notice that you might be able to see me, or you might not be able to see me, but you can hear me right now. Now, we all go through these glitches every single day in all our online meetings. Now, all of this is accepted, but body doubles like these are not at all accepted. Now, we have so many ways where we can communicate effectively, but why do we need more than one person to communicate effectively? We can just have one person hit the nail on the target and communication is achieved. Dear members, once again, thank you very, very much for making this meeting, this event, this session successful. I would like to thank everybody, but I would like to ask Toastmaster Shamini to please do the honors of thanking everybody. In the meantime, can everybody please vote on the voting form as well? Sergeant at Arms Krishav is passing on the forms, and meanwhile, our Toastmaster Shamini can probably share the screen and thank everybody. Toastmaster Shamini,
Yes, I would do it. Just a moment.
Sure. I'm sure I got you off guard.
Yes, you did. All right. Just let me know if you can see my.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. What's wrong with? Just a moment, guys. I think.
Right. I can hear, but cannot see.
Do you see?
I can hear, but cannot see.
Let me try again. 1 minute. I'll stop the sharing and then restart. Sorry for the glitch. I think I had a lot of things open. Sorry.
And as we proceed further, we'll encourage everybody to please come on your camera, turn on your camera, come on video so that we can take snaps. Toastmaster Shamini, we can see the screen. And here, thank you. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world.
I'm going to thank myself as the presiding officer.
If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be
Thank you very much, Dipin Jain.
to guide you. Find out what we're made of.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Anupriya.
Friends in need, you can count on me like 1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Rahul Hirani.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhi.
Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Thank you very much, Speaker 2, Aditya Agarwal. Everyone can use their emoticons.
If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep,
thank you very much, Speech Evaluator.
I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean
thank you
to
very
me,
much, Area Director.
every day I will
Speech Evaluator.
remind you. Oh, find out what we're made
General
of.
Evaluator for the first time did a brilliant job. Toastmaster Ratan Kaur. Thank you very much. You had your team well ready. Everybody loved it. Thank you very much, Timer Prakash. Everybody was telling me about the changing clock.
And I know when I need it, I can count on
Thank you very much, our founder,
like
Ashutosh.
4, 3,
for an exhaustive report.
Cause that's what friends are supposed to do.
Thank you very much, Grammarian Veera. Wow, such an amazing evaluation of grammar perspective. Thank you very much, listener. Toastmaster Kavita, you hooked everybody till the end. Toastmaster Nidhi, she's not here, but thank you.
Never say
Master, absent from the video right now, looking amazing job spotlighting everyone and taking you everything. Mudassir, area director Toastmaster Mudassir, thank you very much.
And I know when I need it, I
A lot of support
count
came from
on you like
CGD Krishna, who's present here. Thank you very much.
That's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Toastmaster Shamini, thank you very, very much. I must mention that in the background, Toastmaster Shamini has been providing immense support, a lot of support to her. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. I know we have exceeded time. Can I have the results? How much voting has been done? 29 members are present here.
Okay, so far we have got 18 responses.
Let's
so whoever is left to vote, I'm sharing the voting link again. Please vote because your vote counts. Every vote counts.
Yes. That reminds me, I myself have to vote because I had to be present here.
Yes, yes.
I'll
Please
just quickly
vote,
take a moment. Yes. Our CGD distinguished Toastmaster Krishna is, yeah, I know you won't be able to come on video, but do you want to speak anything? I know you are here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I am in train, so I can't talk. So wonderful job. Great job.
All right, thank you very much. Sergeant at Arms, Krishiv, can you please share the results with Toastmaster Shamini? And Shamini, can you please share?
Sure, I'll text you the results. So
text it to Shamini itself.
Yeah, sure. Are we now? We'll stop accepting any more responses. I'm going to turn it off, and we have 9. Okay, we have 22, and that's it. We are not taking any more.
All right. Perfect. Over here, before we announce the results, before Toastmaster Shamini gets a chance to prepare the certificates, I would like to take about 2 minutes just to talk about Toastmasters over here. I represent this organization as an area director. This is Toastmasters International. This is where leaders are made. So Toastmasters, I would like to throw in a few statistics. It's an organization which is running successfully. As earlier mentioned, it's a non-profit organization successfully sustaining itself from 96 plus years. Imagine this, without being an NPO, sustaining itself from 96 years with 2 main missions: help people improve their communication and leadership skills. And they have been doing this for 97 years. In terms of statistics, there are 3.5 lakh members. It's an army. Words, communication is very powerful, and 3.5 lakh members are, it's a big army out here at Toastmasters, spread across 145 plus countries, thousands of clubs, 1,000 as in 5 digits. So we are a big army over here. We have, hundreds of clubs around Karnataka, in and around Karnataka. The district 92 itself has 154 clubs, immense opportunities for everybody to improve all of these skills, right? You can become better as a communicator, you can observe better, you can learn time management, you can network a lot. So this is a place we definitely invite anybody who is interested. Also, if you feel you are somebody, who is PWS, person who stammers, TISA is always welcome to you, and Toastmasters as well. So Toastmaster Shamini, can we is the results ready? Certificates ready?
Just a moment. I think
Sure.
I didn't get the message. You can go ahead.
No issues. Perfect. I would like to take a few more moments until that is ready. I would like to mention how Toastmasters can help you. There's a particular structure placed over here. So Toastmasters has something called Pathways. It's an educational program similar to engineering MBA. It's called Pathways over here. So similar to how your engineering MBA studying days were, you had multiple specializations, right? Mechanical engineering or human resource management, etc. Over here, we have 11 different specializations. Some of them are persuasive influence, team collaboration, effective coaching, dynamic leadership, etc., etc. 11 different options split into 5 levels. So these levels are similar to your semesters in college. These are 5 different levels for each of these paths. They're called mastering fundamentals, learning your style, increasing knowledge, building skills, demonstrating expertise. Once you complete all of these 5 levels, these are not time bound. These have multiple projects. These will help you become better as a communicator and as a leader. These projects will have multiple requirements where you'll have to go through a journey, exhibit leadership. For example, you might have to handle a difficult audience, or you might have to network with a few people, or maintain a journal of positivity for 2 weeks. Multiple projects, lot of forgot the word for that, lot of optional projects, right? So there's a lot of possibility and opportunity in Toastmasters. We welcome you. If you are interested, please reach out to me. I'll drop my email address and mobile number, or you can reach out to Dipin as well, if he could be the point of contact. Also on the form, you can also mention your email ID and provide your feedback for the entire session. Plus, let us know if you would want to be a Toastmaster or not. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shamini. I can still hold the fort.
All right, I'll share the results now.
Thank you very much.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right.
You can probably take the lead.
I think there's a small spelling mistake. Aditya does not have an AH.
Okay. We'll
yeah. Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Shamini, thank you very much for this. The best speaker as per the votes goes to Toastmaster Aditya. The best speech evaluator goes to Toastmaster Richard Hacker. Thank you very much. The best role taker goes to Table Topics Master Toastmaster Niti. And the best auxiliary role taker, I believe there is a clash. It goes to, can you just go back there? Yeah, Toastmaster Kavita and Toastmaster Veera. So thank you very much. Yeah. Best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Veera, work from home or sorry, work at home or home at work. Thank you very much. Can everybody come on camera, please? 3, 2, 1, camera. All right. I see a lot of familiar faces who are only becoming familiar now because they turned on their camera. Pranav, I can see you there. All right. Anybody to take a snap, screenshotter? I am a bad screenshotter or a photographer. Has anybody taken that?
I did take few.
Okay.
I think we can all have share the reaction heart and then take a picture.
Yes,
and all of you.
That will be better. Thank you.
Waiting for some more hearts, like literally.
Little hearts. Haindo, Rajesh, Anupriya, Aditya. Keep hitting those hearts. They'll go off. Okay, one snap taken. Yeah.
Done.
All right. Thank you very much. With this, I would like to close this meeting, the first linkers meeting between Toastmasters District 92 and the Indian Stammering Association. I hope this has been a successful one. If yes, you can always show a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. I see double thumbs up. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.